Dear friends, see, as far as student learning is concerned, they have got all these facilities nowadays. In fact, this board teaching is the classic and the conventional practice. So the teacher teaches the concept on the board so that the students is able to listen to the teacher and learn from him. So this is the direct classroom activity. But when I searched for the teachers who are interested in direct classroom, I could not find many of the teachers who opted for the direct classroom teaching. Most of them, in fact, more than 90% of the candidates, they prefer to teach from their home online. But they should understand nowadays parents are more keen on the direct classroom teaching because due to this COVID situation, for the past 2 years, the students, our students especially, the high school and higher secondary students, they are not matured enough to learn by online. So they have got a lot of diversions and they involved in social media and thereby they were unable to learn properly. Anyway, but instead of students sitting at home and that is we are interacting through the online system, that is one aspect. The another aspect is the students can be brought at one place like at our classrooms, and the teachers can work remotely. So this is feasible. But even then, most of the parents they prefer to have direct teachers. But here, since I am in the connecting point, probably that is my parents will get convinced, and thereby we are also having some remote candidates. For them, we are discussing through our online system only. Anyway, but we have got a Pakka studio here, and the facility can be extended to our tutors, online tutors. For example, that is, you should have the similar setup so that it will be convenient for you, and you should be technically more advanced also, so that let there be no connection issues, internet issues, and any other technical problems during the teaching. We will be talking about that aspect separately. Anyway, see, the student learning can be achieved by the regular conventional, that is a classical board teaching. And second one is this IPEO. In fact, that is I am giving you this lecture through this IPEO instrument. This is a document scanner actually. So it is a high resolution scanner with which I am able to teach you or discuss with you certain points, so that there is a human interaction, and the students will also be more interested since it is more interactive. And so this is, in fact, I would say this is the best method of teaching, because you can show any document, and when I do any calculation using the calculator, it can be so live. Okay, and I can show any other documents also. For example, that is, if I have got any book like this, that is, I can show them and I can explain as though their father or mother or their uncle or their brother sitting beside the student, and teach everything very neatly. Okay, right. So I would say this is the best method of teaching. And second one is the classical one, that is the board teaching. And the third one is the video classrooms. And in fact, for better understanding, that is, these videos and study notes will be useful. So these study notes should be in the exam point of view, and in fact we target this one. For example, you have to develop these lecture notes necessarily, and let that be audio, so that for each page, for example, that is, you can send all these in your telegram itself, what you can do is, suppose you are preparing slide 1. Slide 1 means that is, don't take any PowerPoint. Take the A4 sheet and do it nicely, and followed by that immediately give the audio 1. Okay, audio 1, that is for the first page. Then slide 2, that is audio 2. Slide 3, audio 3. Otherwise you can put page 1, etc. So always prefer this kind of A4 sheet. Okay, and we are interested to develop material with the lecture notes, voice over text, okay, and audio. In fact, by having this voice over text, we can have, that is, various media also. For example, even this lecture can be converted into a pure English one, and it can be a bilingual also, so that it can be more comfortable for many people. If it is bilingual, if it is in their own mother tongue as well as in English. Okay, so we are in fact we want to have such type of that is two types of audio, so that they can choose between these two options, and they can comfortably play around this, and they can understand in a better manner also. Okay, so this is what I wanted to tell you. And not only that, so our humble idea is, either you should be ready for the boardroom teaching, but board teaching, if you are not available, we will go for online. But if it is online, it cannot be simply on the extempore. Better develop notes and give the audio, and based on that we can release, and you can interact during this session also. Okay, and as far as the layout is concerned, probably Pavani would have explained already. This is the way, this can be the layout, that is the landscape layout. Instead of having the portrait, you can have a landscape, and the visual part will be here, and you can put 2/3 for the visual and 1/3 for the on-screen text. So whatever the keywords and explanations can be given, and the key terms, important points, and even suppose it can be used for the infographics also. If you draw something and you can label here. Okay, and what we are going to do is, now as I already requested, for every slide you are sending an audio, and we will be in a position to convert your audio into a voice over text, and we can create subtitles also here, so that irrespective of the language, that is, we can give a wonderful material. Okay, so this is our objective. You try to understand that, and based on that you can proceed. So what I feel is, you have I will create some groups, chapter wise groups, and for each chapter we will have some intense communications among ourselves, so that the output will be the best one. So you have to necessarily complete this demo, and that is the sample followed by this demo, and once it is cleared, means definitely, that is, we can plunge into this wonderful market. And there is in fact, I wanted to tell you something also more about this. For example, when I talk about this learning, there are 4 modes of learning. First mode is, that is, using our ears we can listen, so for which the audio is very important. So it can be live, interactive, or pre-recorded one. For example, we have got audio book where from we can listen, but all subjects cannot be just by listening we cannot learn, is it not? For example, in case of mathematics or science, some technical aspects should be explained with some visuals only. So in that case, simply audio will not be sufficient. Probably, that is, it will be useful for literature and history and social science, etc. Non-technical subjects, it will be useful. But for the technical aspects, this audio visual will be more important, and in this case it can be live or pre-recorded. If it is a pre-recorded, it will be converted into a video, and if it is a live, means that is, we need to have the blackboard type of teaching or PPT teaching. And as I already suggested, this IPEO, that is using document scanner, okay, and that is a textual material, etc. But as far as only visual are concerned, that is, this is further classified into 3. One is on screen, and another is on site, and third is that is a printed matter. In fact, this on-site can be brought under the activity-based learning. Okay, so this visual learning can be broadly classified into on-screen and printed matter. So printed matter, that is obviously it is book. In fact, that is the best form of learning. That is the thing, contents from the book. Then as far as on-screen is concerned, we can develop study notes, lecture notes, flashcards, sys notes, and we can have e-books, websites, blog, PDF, PPT, articles, journals. So these are all the printed matter. Okay, printed matter, and all these things are available in fact as a soft copy as well as a hard copy. So these are all the visuals. Based on that we can one can easily learn. But this is the smart learning. For example, I cannot dictate a PhD candidate or a research scholar to observe video. Instead of observing video, let them go through the journals, research journals, and they are smart learners. They are capable. They are all advanced learners. So advanced learners can easily adopt this procedure. But for high school students and higher secondary or college students, this method of learning will be more appropriate. And in fact, many of the students are interested in activity based learning. This is applicable for all kinds of candidates. Here, that is, it can be further classified as on-site and inside the classroom. That is, outside the classroom, inside the classroom. Outside the classroom means that is, it may have a lot of activities like, as I already said, that is visits, trips. These will be very useful. But inside the classroom, in fact, we have encouraged our own students to involve in learning tasks. Okay, so they have to prepare the flashcard, they have to prepare the question bank, they have to prepare the guided practice notebook notes, and they will target practice, then they will undergo this kind of a unit wise test. So these are all the various models, and ultimately I wanted to add one more thing, that is, as far as lecture notes are concerned, we will publish in our Kindle, and as far as audio is concerned, that will be converted, that is as audible, but these audible will be available only for literature and other historical subjects. Then as far as video is concerned, we will publish in YouTube. So this is what I wanted to tell you. If there is any doubt, you can ask me. Okay.